Hey, I'm Neil. Welcome to Petrogy. This video is released to patrons on Patreon on January 20th. So this week I knocked out my Link 777, knocked out a LinkedIn video. The search for local remote work continues. Interviewed with O'Reilly Auto Parts for a parts delivery driver. We'll see how that pans out. The Jeep was broken into this week. Left the door unlocked. Someone got in and got stuff, messed things up. Nothing was really of value in the Jeep anyways, since it's a soft top. I had some bags in there for picking up dog poop, and apparently they break down when it gets really hot. I had been meaning to clean that out of the glove box, but they inspired me to get that done sooner than later, since they got it all over the Jeep.
So this is how I found my Jeep.
We've had kind of an uptick here in things like the vehicles getting rummaged through. It's really time for everyone in the neighborhood to get off the Nextdoor app, quit waiting for someone else or some meeting, and they just need to man up and they need to get boots on the ground. I'm convinced if we have a visible presence out there at night that it will deter some of this. So next week I'm going to be tweaking the frequency of some of the posting, especially the micro vlogs, so that I can get some more content. I really want to improve the content and actually be doing things rather than just sitting around talking. Saturday we're going to be out checking out some locations for our next meetup, and we've got a virtual meetup coming up next Saturday.
It's the end of the world as we know it.
New planetary health diet aims to save the Earth before it's too late. According to this article, they're reinventing the way we produce and consume food. Society as a whole can begin to cut down on the destruction it does to the environment. Food systems are the main user of fresh water, a leading driver of biodiversity loss, land use and change, and cause eutrophication of dead zones in lakes and coastal areas. By changing people's diets and how food is produced, especially meat and dairy, which are two of the biggest causes of greenhouse emissions, it might be just possible to reduce carbon emissions and stop hurting the planet. Study says meat tax could save hundreds of thousands of lives. In order to combat healthcare expenses related to eating processed or red meat, researchers have suggested a meat tax to encourage people to eat less of it. The study calculated optimal taxation rates in which the prices of processed meat would increase by 25% on average. The report says those taxes would decrease consumption of processed meat by an average of 16%. Earlier this week, Gillette attempted to make men shed their toxic masculinity in response to the Me Too movement. Apparently they thought it was good marketing to attack the people who buy their products. I've got to agree with Dan Dix on this one. It wouldn't hurt to grow a beard, and it might be time to boycott some of this nonsense. If you're on the fence about telling Gillette where to stick their toxic feminism, here's a ray of hope. Pentagon study finds beards directly related to combat effectiveness. The lead researcher said out of 50 soldiers with beards, 0 were wounded or killed, and they had significantly higher accuracy of fire than soldiers without beards. The soldiers lacking beards had a higher rate of weapons malfunctions, and basically shit went wrong most of the time. I'm not entirely convinced that beards have something to do with that. Are beards good for your health? Study published in the Journal of Hospital Infection. Researchers swabbed the faces of 408 hospital staff with and without facial hair. The beardless group were more than 3 times as likely to be harboring a species known as MRSA. The researchers also identified over 100 different bacteria from our beards, a species called Staphylococcus epidermis. When they tested it against a particularly drug-resistant form of E. coli, it killed with abandon. Additionally, the microbes sent in by the general public included anti-adhesion molecules which stop bacteria from binding to other surfaces. 7 health benefits of having a beard. Prevents skin cancer. Reduction of asthma and allergy symptoms. Lessens signs of aging. Keeps you warm. Reduces infections. Blemish-free skin. Natural moisture. And finally, beards are helping you to build tolerance to allergies. Beards actually filter allergens and slowly release them, which builds immunity. It's kind of like taking allergy shots. If you like what you see, please tell your friends. If you'd like to support these videos, become a patron on Patreon, or follow me on Patreon, or follow me on Steemit, or subscribe on DTube. Comments, shares, likes, upvotes, responses, and resteems are all always greatly appreciated. Thank you for watching, and good luck out there.